A Frisco woman has a growing social media following, and she was an influencer. That's until a stranger derailed her entire life and career. And that stranger just received the longest sentence ever in Texas for stalking. Our JD Miles with the story you'll only see on CBS News Texas.
When these gifts arrived at the front door of her family's home on June 1st, 2021, Peyton Mabry had no idea what it would be the start of.
He had hand-delivered a gift in the middle of the night, and yeah, totally changed my world forever.
Mabry had just graduated from TCU, where she continued her lifelong passion for cheerleading.
So I cheered from the age of 4 to 18 years old. I was a gym rat. I loved it. Won nationals 3 times, won worlds once.
After college, Mabry found success on social media as a marketing promoter for businesses.
Influencing at the time was still very new, and I had been doing it before that. I did high-end luxury automobiles. I did international businesses and brands.
That may or may not be how Robert Bevers first noticed Mabry. It's never been clear.
Okay, guys. Welcome to this video. In this video here, we're going to take a look at a situation that happened out of North Texas. And this individual that you see on the screen here, he just received the longest sentence in Texas history for stalking. He was stalking the young lady that you seen in the opening of the video. Started by delivering a gift to her home, which is, very, very strange to just, randomly just buy a lady a gift, especially if you guys aren't involved with each other and stuff like that. And from what I've heard in the video, this was a 3-year thing. So she's former cheerleader, former marketing influencer for, several companies. And, that's, it's sad to say, but it's, kind of dangerous because, when you are viral and you have a lot of eyes on you, you just never know the type of attention that you'll attract. So you definitely have to be aware and just know, what you're getting into when you put yourself out there. And, of course, you're not putting yourself out there to draw on a lot of weirdos and, people who are, obsessed with you and stuff like that. But, if he did reach out to her and, she wasn't feeling them, then that should have been his indication to just kind of move on. Don't continue to pursue something if there's not a mutual interest there. And that's how, guys find themselves in a whole lot of hot trouble. And that's how this guy, got the longest sentence in Texas for stalking. And we'll just let the video continue to get more information.
But it is clear once he tried to get Mabry to notice him, it continued for 3 years.
It did, unfortunately, and with a vengeance.
There were more secretly delivered gifts and appearances on the security cameras that Mabry's family set up around their home.
Valentine's Day, hand-delivered some flowers in the middle of the night, left them on the bench in my front yard. Casing, lurking, driving by the house. No doubt in my mind, it was hundreds of times.
And guys, you have to understand, like, it's millions, billions of females in the world. You don't want to become obsessive, especially if, the person already said no. You don't want to become obsessive. Not 3 years obsessive, not even a little bit obsessive. Once if you have that initial interaction or, shoot your shot, how they say it, and things just don't go your way, man, you have to just move on. But this guy was driving by her house, delivering flowers and stuff on Valentine's Day and all this type of stuff as if they was in an actual relationship. And, that's very weird. And never, ever get that obsessed or put yourself in a situation to where you have to do something like this because, and we, people have cameras. I'm glad that they did put the cameras up because that kind of mounted up the evidence against this guy in order for him to get the sentence that he received. And it's good that, he was never able to kind of, get the young lady, because there's no telling what he would have done to the young lady after 3 years of, stalking and being obsessed and going to buy gifts and stuff like that. Again, it sounds like some type of mental issue that, he may have should have tried to get addressed. And You know, I'm sure if he had homeboys or family and he would have told them that he was doing this type of stuff, they would have advised him to stop. They would have immediately, if they loved him, they would immediately advise him to stop. Uh, because it didn't end well for him. I'm gonna let it continue.
When Bevers knocked on the front door, that led to police intervention and a protective order.
I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. Absolutely. I was doing everything I could to protect myself and my family.
Bevers appealed the protective order, and to the shock of Mabry, it was overturned. That day, she says he started sending her what would be the first of hundreds of messages.
Peyton, you are going to do what I tell you to do. You are going to learn to comply, obey, and do what I tell you to do. I'm the man of this house, and I run this Navy ship. You will follow my orders, period.
She
Yeah, he was definitely crazy. You know, as you just heard from messages that she read, somehow I mean, she was going to, you know, follow his commands and do as he said and things like that. Um, you know, he really got bold, and that's after a protective order. And you know, the justice system in that area, they definitely dropped the ball by even allowing him to, you know, get an appeal and get it dropped. I mean, of course, he's has the right to an appeal, but you know, for them to drop it after, I'm sure they had plenty of evidence already. You know, especially him being a strange person knocking at her door and stuff like that. But now, you know, these messages, I mean, if that was, you know, just shut and close. It's just like, you know, I want to hold you and kiss you. Like this guy had serious mental issues, and you know, where he ended up is definitely where he deserved to be. You know, end up. Well, I wish you were here with me so I could hold and kiss you, your sweet, soft, tender lips. Come on, man. Um, never be down this bad to where you have to do this type of thing like this. Like you should never be this thirsty, never be this down bad, never be this obsessive to where you have to put yourself in this type of position, you know. And she obviously wasn't interested, and you're not gonna be able to force somebody to be interested, especially if you're starting to do things like this, drive by her house and all kind of stuff like that. That's just way over the top.
says they became more vulgar and threatening and extended to Mabry's family.
Peyton, you are mine. You belong to me. We are going to become together forever as one. He's a vile individual, and his messages went anywhere from a romantic delusion to the most racist, vulgar, and sexually motivated content that you could imagine.
And this was a man you had never met before, never corresponded with, never even seen.
Correct, yeah, complete stranger to me.
A man Mabry didn't know was causing her life to unravel.
Terrifying, almost debilitating at times. I mean, even walking to my car in the parking garage became like a flight or fight internal battle.
CBS News Texas discovered a twist in this story that makes it even more frightening. It turns out Mabry's stalker, Robert Bevers, is the son of Lanny Bevers, a man currently serving a life sentence in a Texas prison for stalking and repeatedly sexually assaulting a woman.
So his father is actually serving a sentence for stalking and sexually assaulting a woman. So you know, as you can see, how sins of a father can hit a son 10 times harder. It's like you know, you didn't learn from what your father went through. Were you influenced by what your father, you know, did or went through? And um, man, this is so crazy. That's definitely a crazy twist I wasn't expecting. Um, just it's just craziness, man. So as you can see, you know, the examples that you set as a parent can definitely, you know, trickle down onto your kids, and it can affect them in a bad way because he really, in his mind, he thought he had a relationship going with this woman. And it's good that her and her family took all the precautions. But as she was saying, you know, even when she was like going into the parking garage and stuff like that, she's paranoid. And nobody should have to live like that. Nobody should have to live with having to look over the shoulder and be scared of, you know, someone coming up and, you know, doing something bad to them. um, very unfortunate situation, and I'm glad that they were able to, hand out that sentence to him because, that's just never good.
That victim wrote a book about her experience, which led to tougher stalking laws in Texas. Peyton, he threatened to hurt you.
Yes, he absolutely threatened to hurt me, other people, and my family.
Mabry was able to get police involved again when the sadistic threats from Bevers continued. Last month, Mabry had to testify against her stalker in a Collin County courtroom.
I was prepared. Like I said, I was ready, and I think I had a shield of strength around me, honestly.
Bevers was tried and convicted by a jury, with the judge giving the 40-year-old a 20-year sentence and giving Mabry a chance to return to a normal life.
They did their part, and yeah, I honestly don't have the words to express my gratitude to them. So that was moving.
Collin County's DA says this maximum sentence is due in no small part to the victim's bravery and tenacity in seeking justice, not just for herself, but for other women as well. At only 28, Mabry wants to get her life back on track and use her story to help other stalking victims. But she's aware her stalker will be eligible for parole in only 3 years and worries she will never be able to let her guard down again.
It's changed how I walk through the world. It's changed how I think, how I feel about things, and it's made me very passionate about figuring out how to use it to hopefully make a positive change.
J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
So the guy received a 20-year sentence, all well deserved, because he, put himself in a position, to earn that sentence. And hopefully the young lady is able to get back to some type of normalcy now that she know that this guy is behind bars. And as she was saying, she's going to be an advocate and, try to use her story to help others. And again, once you put yourself out there on the internet, you kind of open yourself up to things like this, even unwanted, because there's a lot of sick weirdos out there, and you just have to when you put yourself out there like that, you have to know this type of thing could come with it. Make sure you protect yourself and make sure you stay vigilant, and just try to stay as safe as possible, because a lot of stories don't go this positive in the woman's favor when they're on the other end of this type of stalking type thing. And this is hopefully an eye opening to guys, like, man, don't ever put yourself in this type of position. It's just not worth it. It's not even that serious. It's millions and millions of people out here. But again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.